You can see this wax stuff really like makes the color look awesome. Cleaned it out in here a little bit. Nothing perfect, doesn't really have to be perfect. Obviously the bin's getting washed, so I just keep this piece in here kind of. And then the power room, I got the base and stuff back on it. The window is still surprisingly clear from the last time I polished it. Good enough anyways. Cleaned everything back up in there. Obviously I took it down to the motor, although there is a little bit of dust clearly from one of the times where I test ran it. So a little bit of dust probably went into the motor from the first time I test ran it. Probably dust that was like in this tube, like little bits of dust. Even though I wiped all that out, there was probably still a little bit of dust that just poofed into the motor. But it probably blew right out of here, because now I think of it, there was actually dust blowing out of here when I was cleaning it. So a little bit more. So, but yeah, everything seems to be working. I'm probably gonna polish this up even more. I got the bulk of the hazed plastic off when I had this completely torn apart, but I kind of want to make it look better so it doesn't really look as good as I would like it to. So, but yeah. I suppose I could run it just to see how it sounds once the brush was on there. Because I ran it with you guys when it was like not put together at all. No screws in it or anything. But, and then I ran it by myself once I got a little bit more put together. And for some reason it kind of started to sound siren-y again. And not as bad, not as much of a siren. So it was still, still made progress either way. But it was just weirding me out. Like, so it sounded good when it was not put together at all. And now it's put together more. 1 second, bud. Now that it's put together more, it's sounding a little bit worse. It don't sound horrible. I don't know if you guys can hear like that, like that. But I don't know what that is, but in terms of servicing the motor, I cleaned up the commutator by just spinning the motor, put one of my Kirby's on reverse mode, put it on the end of the fan, made the motor spin, and then just rubbed some of my Scotch-Brite on the commutator. That cleaned it up, and that is probably what helped the most. That commutator was horrible, literally black and like crusty. And then also I dropped some oil, as much oil as I could get in the end bearing, so yeah. But yeah, so it's alright. I didn't do anything with this hose, but I did take it all the way off the base. You guys saw how taken apart it was. But washing these bases is super annoying. They take forever to dry, and it never really does anything. So I usually just wipe out everything you can see, and it usually turns out pretty good. Still trying to find a turbo brush. I want one with like green bristles or something to kind of go with the theme of this machine. But yeah, and then obviously this thing here. Also, not going to be doing anything with this hose, because not only is it not that bad, there's a little bit of Kirby cake in there, but it's not that bad. But you can see there's actually not, if you look down in there, there's actually not much in that motor. Not much dust. I mean, I see some like sandy type stuff, but that stuff just goes straight to the exhaust. The dust is what really destroys the motors. So I made a little bit of a mistake. I accidentally washed this filter, not remembering the fact that you probably shouldn't wash these. It doesn't say you don't wash it, but gosh, every 6 months, let's say you own this for like a year, and these are like $11 a piece. You'll spend $22 in just 1 year. These are like $11 a piece, I feel like, or something like that. Yeah. So yeah, and then here's the bin, which was really growy. It's got like this yellowed tint area on the left. I might be able to, and I think it's on the inside, and I might be able to polish it out. There's like water, dirt. It was really cold in the basement, so I didn't want to be down there for too long. So I pretty much just got the bulk. There was a lot of stuff like crusting to the bottom of this. But yeah, this, I sat there with a zip tie, the pointy end of a zip tie, scraping as much dust out as possible. The only reason I washed it is because it just stink. Now it smells like laundry detergent, so even if it ends up looking like this, at least for the few times that I might use this machine, it'll be okay. I'll probably still end up ordering a couple more filters for it, but yeah, it needed to be, even if I had a feeling this was going to happen, because it is more papery than it is, like, it's a little more papery than the V2 twin chamber systems and stuff like that. I just thought it might be okay because because this is an F1 style, and I washed the F2 filter that's on my Dirt Devil Dynamite, and that worked just fine, so I wasn't expecting this too much, but I was expecting it a little, so yeah. You can see it actually whitened up a little bit. I'm hoping once it dries it might go back to normal, but probably not. It probably won't. It might just end up staying like this, honestly, but so I'll probably end up having to get new filters. But that's alright. They're pretty cheap. I'll probably just find the cheapest ones that I can get, just since I don't really need anything expensive, just because I won't be using this machine at all. Here's the hose. That lower hose doesn't stink that much, but this stank. And yet again, I can't say it enough, it is not Inteltech Studios that made this thing smell like crap. He literally did nothing. Literally, he wiped it down for the review, and then he posted it on OfferUp. So yeah, but yeah, it looks really good. And he shipped it really well too. You guys saw in the unboxing video. Oh yeah, and all I need for this this is a spring. So there's supposed to be, let's see if I can get it out. There. Okay. So basically, see where that little peg is there? A spring is supposed to go around that and just push up against this right here. And that's not there. So this is, nothing's pushing up against it, causing it to push back. So, yeah. It just kind of sits in there loose for now. But I might be able to find any type of spring will probably work, really. Yeah, it's kind of a weird acrobat to try and get this back in there. One second. How I did this last time. I've done it a couple times since the unboxing video. Oh, there we go. No, that wasn't it. Oh, I see. There we go. There we go. So yeah, for now, all I do, release it, then there's no spring, so it's not going to pop back up by itself. So you just push it back in, like that. So that's fine. I didn't take it off the base. Really, it's a little dirty, and I'll probably try and reach back in there and get as much as I can. Might pop the wheels off of this, because they're really gross, and I might want to wash them like they're really gross. I mean, I guess you could consider that really gross, but these you can see more. Once I wipe this, the stuff that you can see here, it'll be all good. But yeah, and I did find out the brush roll does have slightly dry bearings, but I don't know if this has metal bushings or bearings type things in it. So yeah, but the motor sounds pretty decent on it. But yeah, and I had this old Dirt Devil combo tool and dusting brush, which barely fits on the end of the hose, but it fits good enough, and it makes it look a little more normal back there. That combo tool is what I had on the back of this thing for a while, just sitting right there, because it looks similar to the picture right there, so I'm like, okay. But then I found out that this is actually for a Dirt Devil, so I'm like, yeah, let's put it where it belongs. So yeah. Was this headlight working? It was, okay. But yeah, at least this power groom is at least starting to sound more like groany, like these Bissell 12 amps are supposed to. So it's at least getting its 12 amp groan back. In the demo video, I rewatched it. I'm like, holy crap, this thing sounds really bad. I didn't realize how bad it was until I watched the demo video. I'm just like, wow, I should have probably thought about tearing this down to the motor before this video, because it sounds like crap. I don't know what's going on there. Try tightening down that screw a little more. Doesn't doesn't look fully tightened. But yeah. So that at least has like more of a 12 amp Bissell grown. This you can wash. This isn't that same, it's not the same as that. That Wind Tunnel V2, that filter in there you can wash. And then this filter you can wash. It even says washable on that one actually. Hey buddy. Shen. Yeah. And then what else? Yeah, and I washed that F2 filter in there. So I didn't realize it was gonna cause such a ruckus at that one. But yeah, this is the Power Groom bin, Power Groom multi-shit cyclonic system. Has a filter, which is in decent shape, so I just keep washing it every time it gets dirty because it's in pretty decent condition actually, and they're kind of spendy. And then I'll wash this grate. Obviously you guys know why there's a screw to hold this on, because this clip broke. So I just put a screw in it, just kind of, if you can see back there, there's like plastic pointing out. That's from the screw poking through the body. Which if I were, yeah, you can see my holes here. But if I were to just like get a whole new cover, it would just clip on like normal, and no one would ever know about those holes, you know, unless they told that cover off and put I'm never gonna sell this machine, so you know, I could just get a new cover and no one would ever know. But for now, honestly, I'm just gonna keep using this screw until the day it just doesn't work no more, until there's no obviously I'm on my last hole area, but I found out where the wiring runs through on this, so technically if I wanted to I could put another nut over here, but I don't want to put too much holes through the machine. So once these three are done, I'll probably try tracking. There's a couple of these on eBay. There's one person selling this one of these little pieces along with a spare HEPA filter, which is used, but I mean I'm mostly just buying it for the cover, but you're getting the extra bonus spare HEPA filter, which I can just wash thoroughly. But yeah, and you know, I didn't notice when I first got this thing, but it's actually a different filter than what the normal clean views take. You can tell it's quite a bit bigger. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and stay tuned for more. Peace. Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you. So for this and this Power Groom extension wand and crevice tool, or at least not for this, but spare ones I have, and this clean view, I'm going to paint the crevice tools a gray that looks pretty similar to what this one has, and this has, if you look, can you see that back there? That crevice tool, that tan looking thing, but it's actually gray. I have a color similar to that. I'm going to use that and try and make these crevice tools look more original. So, yeah. This extension one's pretty, seen better days, but it's alright. It's got just this red paint on it. If I get that off, it looks okay. It used to be way worse, but I managed to scrape most of it off. But yeah, I'm going to paint these extension ones gray to make them look more original, because it's hard to track down original ones. But yeah, this is what the original ones look like. Like a gray, white, tan color, pretty much. Like an off-white, basically. But yeah, so I know, I kind of went on talking for way too long. For some reason I'm weird about keeping, if I have two projects going on at the same time, I like keeping them right next to each other, just so I can just kind of, man, I got a lot done today. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more. Peace.